Now, this is how you would usually set up your workspace if you want a space-saving design. You get a 24-inch monitor, which is already very good for office productivity and a little bit of gaming and movies. You get a combo keyboard mouse, which actually saves quite a bit of wires going to your PC and all that. And finally, you build a compact PC like this ITX build right here. However, sometimes you don't necessarily want this kind of casing on your table because it still takes up some space, which is why today I'm going to talk to you about this little guy right here. This is the Acepc Powerbox Lite. It is a full-fledged Windows 11 PC, and there's a lot of potential that this little box here can do, and I'm going to show it to you guys in today's video. First, let's do a hardware tour. Now, as you can see, the Acepc Powerbox Lite comes with a very nice brush finishing that makes you think that it is made out of an aluminum chassis, but this is in fact made out of plastic, and I really love the touch that Acepc has done right over here so that it doesn't look ugly even if you put it on your desk. Now, on the front, you get a power button, a reset button that you gotta use a SIM pin to just poke inside to reset the PC, and you get a 3.5 audio jack. You get two USB-A ports and a USB-C port, and turning over to the right side, you get a nice VGA port, which is good for connecting to legacy old monitors or projectors. And coming over to the back here, you got a power port, which is a barrel plug port, a gigabit LAN port, two HDMIs, and two USB-A 3.0 ports, and you even get a Kensington lock port over here as well. Now, turning to the bottom here, this is where you get 4 rubber fits so that it doesn't slip away if you put it on your table. And look at it, we have some specs here. So it has 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, and the CPU that's inside here is a Intel Core i5-8259U. Now, this isn't exactly the most powerful CPU that you get from Intel right now. We are already on the 14th gen Intel Core processors, but by all means, this 8th gen CPU is still pretty capable, and it's the first time that I'm seeing this CPU right here on this PC, because most probably Acepc is like a ODM for some manufacturers, and they managed to acquire this Intel chip by all means, and they fitted it into a modern product like this. All right, so let's power it on and find out what this PC is capable of. So, what do you guys think about this new setup? It looks pretty clean, right? Instead of having a CPU case next to it, you have this little box that fits perfectly under this 24-inch monitor. Now, this mini PC already comes preloaded with a licensed Windows 11 Pro. Now, you don't need to activate Windows or whatsoever when you first launch this PC because it is already pre-activated, which is actually a really, really good thing. Now, one thing I really like about such kind of PCs is that they don't install any crap bloatware right out of the box. Like some manufacturers, they pre-install some useless antivirus that you don't use at all, and some games that you don't even want to play. So yes, I'm really happy to see that there's no pre-installed bloatware when I first turn on this PC. Now, one way to find out how good this PC performs is to run some games. So I have my SSD connected already, and we're just going to fire up some games to find out how well it performs. And the first game that we're going to try out is Timefall, which is a fairly graphics demanding game, but it will work well on entry-level hardware just like this. So I am detecting around like probably over 30 FPS on this. I don't have an FPS counter right here, but it actually looks really, really good. All right, so we have this Archer here. Okay, this game definitely needs a bit of mind work because it's all about physics. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a box. Put it up here. Okay, finally climb out. Alright, so there you have it. This is how it actually works. It actually works really well for an entry-level hardware playing Timefall, which is a fairly modern game title. Now let's give this little PC a bit of push here. Now we are running GTA 5 on this PC here, and we are on a mixture of normal and high graphics setting running on full HD resolution. Now as you can see, the frame rate is actually looking pretty good here. We are looking at 40, 41, and in some complex environments, we are seeing like 34, 35 FPS. So it's actually really not too bad for a 6-year-old hardware to perform like this. I mean, GTA 5 is definitely quite an old game already, but then it is still one of the most graphics taxing games, you know, that we can see right now. So you see, if you buy this game and you play GTA 5 and all that, it's still, I would say, pretty playable by all means. You are getting 30 FPS at the worst. Probably the worst frame rate, like look at this here, it's dipping to 25 FPS. Now this is definitely a little bit not so playable. It's dipping even further right now. Yeah, but then if you're doing some lightweight gaming here, you can definitely just lower the resolution and further lower the graphics setting if you want to. It will actually work great here. Now that you have seen how capable this mini PC is, it's time to find out its upgradability. Now, to gain access to its internals, it is really simple, and all you need to do is to undo these two screws on the back here, give this casing a slight push, and it comes off really easily. Now, once inside, you do get this metal holder that actually holds a 2.5-inch SATA SSD or HDD, and you need to undo these 3 screws to gain access to the internals. Now, the SATA port is actually well hidden here. All you need to do is to just pop this off, and here is the connector. You see that? This is the SATA connector for your SSD or HDD, or otherwise you just slot it right back inside here. Now, once inside, you do find some interesting hardware here. Now, you do get an NVMe SSD with a really nice heatsink. It's rare to see manufacturers offering this in a stock PC, and you get an upgradable Wi-Fi card, and you get a secondary M2 slot right here if you want to expand the storage of this computer. And unfortunately, I do not see any SODIMM RAM slots around here, so I assume that it is already soldered onto the motherboard just like the processor, because I definitely don't expect it to come with upgradable RAM because it uses a Core i5-8259U CPU, which is usually already soldered directly onto the motherboard. But yeah, this is how clean and straightforward the internals of the Acepc Powerbox Lite is. So you can definitely upgrade the storage and the Wi-Fi card, which is great. But yeah, you will have to decide the amount of RAM that you want when you purchase this PC, just like Apple's Mac Mini. Alright, so that's an overview of the Acepc Powerbox Lite Mini PC. I'm really impressed with what it is capable of, especially with the amount of ports that it has, and it fits really well and saves a lot of space when you have a small table. Now, at this time of shooting, this mini PC retails for $350 US. If you go for the 16GB RAM and 512GB SSD model, you can of course go up to 32 gigs of RAM with the same amount of storage for $430 US. Now, personally, I think this is a really good investment if you're someone that's really simple and wants a really simple PC to just do some basic computing and do a little bit of lightweight gaming without building a full-fledged ITX PC and build and all that, because it can get really complicated and mind-boggling at times when it comes to building a computer. Alright, so that's all for this video for today. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what are your thoughts, and if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos coming right up, and I'll see you in the next one.